यो जागार tam richa kamayante. Hymns of Vedas becomes desirous to descend in the consciousness which is awake. Means a pure mind, a mind without any strain, stress, guilt, complexes. The mind which is in absolute alliance with natural law, which is very clear, transparent, and very spontaneous, lively. This is the fertile ground where all the natural laws they become awake. And then when it is said, knowledge is structured in consciousness. Jnanam chetanayam nihitam. It means that knowledge is structured in consciousness. All those processes of manifestation from unmanifest, they are the secrets, and that is the technology through which nature manifests itself. The pure consciousness, the potential of consciousness manifests itself into manifested values, means all diversified forms of nature. Science is called Vigyan. Vigyan. Vigyan means Vishesh Gyan. Knowledge with a special dimension. Remember, this is not the total knowledge. Vigyan is not the totality. Vigyan is Vishesh Gyan. It is one special dimension, one side of seeing the knowledge, the pure knowledge. And technology is the process of transformation of that pure knowledge into something which becomes functional, which becomes applied, which starts being utilized in many dimensions in society. So this is science and technology of consciousness. Consciousness, that is absolute value, that is called potential of consciousness, and that is what? That is Shivam Shantam Advaitam Chaturtham Manyante Sa Atma Savigyeya. Means that pure level of consciousness, that is which is transcendent value, where you can simply reach by going beyond all the manifested values, all Sat, Vraj, Tam, all three dimensions, length, breadth, and height. Means you can only reach there when you go beyond that which is manifested in this universe. It means, what is the process to go beyond these three-dimensional values and Sat, Raj and Tam gunas? When you have to go beyond the material value, then it must be through something which is connecting matter to the non-matter. And that process is called meditation. Through meditation, that is the process of consciousness playing with the consciousness, that's called Apadipo Bhava. Know thyself, Janat tumhi tumhi hui jai. Right? So when yogastha kurukarmani, so this consciousness, this individual consciousness, when it becomes aligned with that supreme consciousness, this is called yogastha. And when it is aligned with that supreme consciousness, when individual consciousness is aligned with the supreme consciousness, that is called yoga. Yoga. It joins that. And when it joins that, then it becomes infinite. And when it becomes infinite, then what happens? This consciousness, which is a sort of manifested value, but without any dimension, it merges into the potential, which is beyond dimensions, which is Nirgun Nirakar. Okay, that is beyond dimensions. That is absolute value. Nirakar. It has no shape, it has no weight, it has no qualities. It is beyond qualities. So when all the diversified qualities they are manifested from the same value, it means it has to be beyond all these qualities. When all the colors come from the same source, it means it has to be beyond color, because every color comes from the same source. When every taste, every color, every smell, small, tiny of the tiniest and bigger of the biggest, when everything emerges from that, it means it has to be soundless, sizeless, colorless, smellless. It means that is beyond dimension. And that pure consciousness, pure potential of consciousness, that transcendental value has the potential to manifest itself into many, many, many. Eko aham bahusyani. That becomes manifested in many diversified forms. And this technology is the science and technology of consciousness. And that consciousness is hidden in the Vedic principles, in Vedic hymns. Yo jagartam richa kamyante. To the person who attains that level of consciousness, which is absolute, which is pure, then all the hymns of Vedas, they become desirous to become in line in that consciousness. Through that consciousness, and through that consciousness, all that knowledge which is hidden in the potential form of pure consciousness, it becomes lively, it becomes prone to manifest itself into many other dimensions. And all those secrets, in which dimension that pure consciousness is going to manifest itself, it is revealed in all the branches of Vedic science. When that absolute manifests itself in all the diversified forms in the sound, then it becomes Gandharva Veda. What sound has what effect? Huh? How through sounds we can create so many things? That is Gandharva Veda. When through radiations we can create different chemicals, different manifestations of the body, make physiology in perfect alliance with natural law by creating all the potential, desired potential, healthiest parts of body, healthiest elements of body, which makes a body healthy. That is the SthapatyaVed. When it is manifested in the form of plants and trees and herbs and shrubs and all the rasayanas, that is Ayurveda. Because in the same land, we sow the seeds, and in the same climate, by the same sun, by the same celestial radiations, the same zodiac signs and planets, that technology which is hidden in the form of a seed, in the genetics of that seed, by the same climatic condition, that system, that secret which is hidden, codified in the genetic form of a seed, different fruits and vegetation and plants and everything comes out from the same soil in the same climate. And as the climate changes in different seasons, the plant and quality of plant and quality of fruits, different variety of fruits, they start growing. So that simply reveals that there is some secret in coding the genetics through which this pure consciousness, this pure radiation, this pure knowledge converts, manifests itself in various diversified forms. And this is science and technology of Vedic science. All the Vedic branches of Vedic sciences, they reveal different dimensions, that is Vigyan, Vishesh Gyan, a special branch of knowledge which is revealed in different branches of Vedic science. How that pure potential of consciousness converts into consciousness, consciousness converts into vibrations, vibrations when they are condensed, they manifest itself into matter, and through these matters, the nature forms itself. By creating those things in physiology, we can eliminate all the disorders of physiology. As nature manifests itself into different form of vegetation and plants, and all the minerals and all the diversified forms. So this is the science and technology of consciousness through which it reveals itself, and how to get enliven those principles in your consciousness. You have to make your consciousness pure, all inhibition free, stress free, complex free, guilt free. And how to do it? By taking dip into that transcendental value, that is the purest of the pure level. And when your consciousness becomes purest of the pure, then it becomes the fertile land. Yo jagartam richa kamyante. Means all those Vedic principles, all those laws of nature, they become eager, they become desirous to become enlivened in that consciousness. So through that individual's consciousness, the pure knowledge, they, all those riches, all those hymns, they become enlivened, and through that consciousness, it starts revealing itself. So it becomes like a overflowing fountain. It starts irrigating all surroundings. And when surroundings are irrigated, then it becomes fertile. So through these consciousness, they are descended on the earth in the form of munis and rishis and sadhus and maharishis and brahmarshis, and all those brilliant pure consciousness personified. Through these personified individuals, personified consciousness, through these bodies, all these laws of nature, they reveal itself to benefit society. So the need of the hour is to attain that purest level of consciousness. Everybody is required to attain that level of consciousness, so that purest laws of nature, they become in line in that consciousness, and the person starts living individually perfect physical health, mental peace, and spiritual evolution all the time. And it benefits that individual also, and through that individual, all surroundings and societies and cities and countries and globe is benefited. So the desire of the hour is so that every individual becomes enlightened, and that is called enlightenment, right? So all the best to the society to get all this knowledge what our great rishis, maharshis have revealed, to take benefit of that. And that is the science of consciousness, science and technology of consciousness, to be in alliance with perfect natural law, to live all the dimensions of life perfectly, profoundly, comprehensively, blissfully, to enjoy this manifested value for what we have descended on this earth. All glory to Gurudev, all glory to Maharshi. Jai Gurudev.